Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Hentges with Beyond the Chart. In this technical analysis of the stock market video, we're going to look at the market action here for the week and then look to see what the heck is up with Facebook. So stay tuned. All right, so let's start off here with the S&P 500 weekly. Let me get rid of the crosshairs. So we bounced back quite a bit, as you can see, pretty strong. I mean, we've been up in this trend here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. 6 out of 7 weeks were up, but we've had a 7-week trend here, and that's not even counting this first low point week here. And it's about equal to what we had back in October 2014, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks in this very strong move, and we've had a pretty strong move now. So, you know, some people are talking about, oh, we're approaching all-time highs or whatever. We're slightly above the end of the year, but, you know, the end of the year really doesn't matter in terms of, you know, a particular number or peak. What I'm looking for is previous highs and that type of thing. Well, I almost feel like we're hearing more chatter now than we heard back in November, October, November. We haven't even exceeded the week ending November 6th high yet, okay? And even if we do that, that doesn't mean the wave count whole scenario is out. It's not out until we take out the all-time highs up here from May 22nd, okay? And I'll admit the S&P 500, you know, it looks like it's doing more of a sideways push in here, and it might be. But there are several indices, including the New York Composite, the Russell 2000, the NASDAQ Composite, well, mostly the Russell and the New York, that show much more dramatic bear market decline that we're into. So we've got these, you know, the ones with the Dow, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, with the fewer numbers in them, have got the big boys, you know, keeping it pulling near the highs right now and have pulled back. So my wave count shows that we're getting very, very close to the end of this. What I share with my insider members on an hourly and even on the 10-minute charts is that we are very close. And, you know, we've got alternate counts in here. I know exactly where I'm projecting for Monday, Tuesday, you know, this coming week, and where I'm going to be wrong and where's the alternate count. You know, you always have an alternate count in terms of what you do, because it doesn't matter what scenario you're using. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is going to give you the exact. I mean, it's like, okay, tell me what system is going to tell me where the market's going to be 1 week from now, 1 month from now, you know, whenever. Pick your time frame. There just doesn't exist. But this is a framework, and it's to work in, and you have a roadmap. And if X doesn't work, then your fallback is to Y. Right now, we've got this scenario still working. We'll look at the Russell 2000, and the Russell 2000 on a weekly basis is in a much more dramatic, you know, decline that's going on. And this is the count that we've got. This is the pullback that we had here. Also, we're not even close to taking out the wave 2 highs at this point. The New York Composite Weekly, that's the other one I mentioned. Same type of picture. And by the way, all of these have broken the long-term trend line, you know, from the bottom down here in 2009. Okay, the whole trend line, the bull market, that trend line has been broken. And Russell 2000, the same picture. Okay, so it doesn't matter which one you're looking at, and even in the S&P 500 on a weekly basis. And you know, you look at that in here, and the trend line's been broken of this bull move. And so, yeah, do you stall out at the top sometimes? Yeah, you stall out at the top. Sometimes you make a peak. Sometimes you re-challenge it and you exceed it slightly. And, you know, quite a bit of chop. I mean, here's March 2000 in the S&P 500 when the NASDAQ peaked. Well, it came down pretty sharply, and then it just chopped backwards. And I'm sure there's a whole lot of people right in here going, wow, we're going to new highs. We're real close to new highs. Whoops. So that's, you know, we're just going to take it one day, 1 week at a time. And right now, this is the scenario that's playing out. Okay, that's it for the key indices. Let's take a look at, let me start off with the semiconductors. Now, this looks a little more like the S&P 500 in terms of the way it's come back, but the semiconductors have still broken this long-term trend line, and they've pulled back to it twice. And so now we'll just watch to see, do we get any continued move to the upside? Home builders, this looks like, let's take a look at this from a, let me zoom out instead of keep clicking. Let me do this. Okay, so this trend, long-term trend line has been broken, and then we've got this horizontal trend line that's forming in here. So this is going to be real critical to watch. Yeah, we've come back quite a bit, but what is the percentage retracement on this? Let's see. If you pull back down, you come pretty deep, a little over six, probably about 70% or so. So it is a deep retracement. But you had this first move down after this big dramatic reversal bar. First move down, and that was pretty illiquid. Pretty illiquid move. You see it in all the ETFs. So wave one back, and then this smashing back here, and then coming back now. Now, honestly, I don't, in terms of the wave count, I don't really have a wave count on this. I need to think about it a little bit more and kind of noodle on it. Because if you were to say this is wave one and this is wave four, four doesn't overlap one, so that's not a valid count. In some of these ETF extremes, these lows were really made in like the first 3 minutes of that day. So anyway, we'll just keep watching and see how this plays out right now. Don't have a wave count on it. The last one is the financial sector. And look at the same thing. I mean, we've talked about this before. But right now, yeah, it's pulling back. Let me take a look at I thought I had a weekly on this. So this is the weekly chart. And you can see it has, broken the trend line. And this did the same thing that it did back in the 2006, 2007. And so now we've gotten a pullback, and the retracement on this one from the high of this move is almost exactly 61.8% the week before last. So now we've had an inside move in here. We're not close to breaking out to new highs by any means on the financials. Okay, so that's the three sectors. Let's take a look at Facebook. I wrestled with Facebook for a long time in terms of the wave count, but what I feel pretty good about this wave count right now. Here's all the trading on Facebook. And so if you come from this low back, several months after first started trading, it looks like we had 5 waves in here for primary wave 1, and then we got a fairly shallow primary wave 2 pullback. This wave 3 in here, I would have liked to have seen more vertical, but really this is the wave that extended. Okay, so this is an extended wave. This not so much. We got a pretty sharp pullback. Because this was shallow, this was deeper. And then when we look at this, get my crosshairs. When I look at it, it really didn't overlap wave 1 in there. And if it did, it was just by, pennies kind of thing. So now I've been looking at this going, what the heck is going on in the last, few months in here, and looking at this. This is my best estimate of what's happening. It looks like some 3-wave type of action in here. And even if you just say, okay, well, we're going to connect the pivot points in here and see what we've got. This looks like it's doing some kind of ending diagonal triangle. And when I look at this and I draw the trend lines and then I do some Fibonacci projections, if Facebook keeps pushing to the higher, it looks like it's going to top out around 123 to 125 would be my guess. And so that's the picture I've got on Facebook. Going to really be interested to see how this resolves. I really was thinking this was counter-trendish the whole time, with this sharp move, thinking it was counter-trendish, but yet this continues to push. And now it is doing the same thing in here and continuing to push higher. So that would be right now my estimate as we push higher, 123, 125. All right, that's my take on Facebook and the market for the weekend. Everyone have a great weekend. If you're watching this anywhere but my website, head on over to the website, check out the post and the different things I've got for you. By the way, just FYI, the membership I've got for my insider members, the price is going up on Monday. So you've got the ability to lock it in this weekend, and I will not raise the price for anyone who's locked in before April 4th. They've got it at $29 a month, pretty reasonable, pretty cheap rate forever. You got it, and on Monday the price goes up. So That's it. Everyone have a great weekend. Talk to you on the next video.